So today's topic is, actually today is the second session. We did the introduction last week. So today's topic is Pre-eminence of Bhakti. This is actually part 1. So there is going to be one more part that we will be covering next class. So in this class, we will be examining two kinds of bhakti. Satviki bhakti, that is that most people know, and the second one is prema bhakti. Hardly anyone knows about it, or even if they heard about it, they may not be really knowing what exactly it is. So the bhakti in this title actually refers to Krishna bhakti, that is prema bhakti, not the satvik bhakti, even though we will be comparing with. So preeminence means superior. Why Krishna bhakti is superior? Real Krishna bhakti is extremely rare. So this is what the Shastra says.
Karmachari matye bhaguta karmanishta koti karma nishta matye ekajnani shreshta koti jnani matye haya ekajana mukta Mukta Mahatye Durlava Eka Krishna Bhakta. Among the followers of Vedic Dharma, most of them follow the process of karma and karma yoga. Out of millions of such people, there may be one who is actually wise, Jnani. Out of many millions of such wise persons, only one may actually become liberated, mukta. And out of many millions of such liberated persons, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna is very rarely found.
So we see here a very important point. A koti, or called crore, is 10 millions. 10 power 7. So as per this sloka, what is the probability or chance of seeing a real Krishna Bhakta? 1 out of whatever the number. That is 1 in 10 power 21. Well, usually the poetic words of the slokas emphasize important points. So the summary of this sloka is that Krishna Bhakti is extremely rare. So many people may be coming to Krishna, so many. But according to this sloka, hardly anyone is a pure Krishna Bhakta. So today's lesson, you have to really understand very carefully, and also next week. So it's very, according to Sloka, it's very hard to find a pure Krishna Bhakta. Why? Now, first of all, how people come to Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that there are 4 kinds of people usually come to him. Who are they? Chadurvida bhajante mam janasu kritino Arjuna artho jinnashur artharti jnani cha bharata rishabha. So Lord Krishna says that there are 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto him. Who are they? Arti. Actually arti means distressed. Unfortunately, there are many people who gives a name to the people as Arti. Arti means distressed. Arti is different, Arti is different. So, Arti means distressed, having so many problems that he can't handle them anymore, so he is coming to Krishna. Second one is Jinnashu, the inquisitive, the one who is curious to want to know who is Krishna and all those. Then the third is Artharti, the desirer of wealth, asking for so many things by doing pujas. Then the fourth one is Jnani, he who is searching for knowledge of absolute truth, like Atma, what is soul, and so on. So they can be typically classified into these 3, karmis, yogis and jnanis. That's it. So large portions of Bhagavad Gita in its first level is talking only about these people. They are not pure bhaktas. Why they are not pure bhaktas? Why not everyone who comes to Krishna is a pure bhakta? Because they come for selfish reasons. If anyone comes to Krishna for selfish reasons, then he is not a pure bhakta. Why? Because Krishna Bhakti needs a very pure heart. What is pure bhakti? We studied about this sloka many times. Anyabhilachita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanu silanam bhaktir uttama. In summary, pure bhakti means serving Krishna only to make Krishna happy, not to make ourselves happy. That's not the intent. So if we are asking anything for our own favor, it may be bhakti, but it is not pure bhakti. This is very important point to remember. So now, is our heart really pure? We can ask ourselves these three questions to see if our heart is pure. These reflect all the three features of Suddha Bhakti. Suddha means pure. So, what are they? Number one, Suddha Bhakti is aimed to give happiness only to Sri Krishna, as the sloka was saying. Okay, is that my bhakti is really aimed to give only Krishna happy? That is first question. Then second question, one may ask, what about my own desires? I need to satisfy my desires too. If you think like that, Suddha Bhakti has not arisen yet. So this is the second feature. A pure devotee will never cherish the desire to attain his personal happiness. So this is the second bomb. And what is the third one? Oh, this is the byproduct. He receives unparalleled joy only from serving Sri Krishna. Are we feeling happy only when we are serving him? Doing anything related to him? Then we really feel so happy. Then, yes, you really are a pure bhakta. So first of all, what? To give only happiness to only Krishna. Krishna means Guru and Krishna together. And also second one is, do you at least thinking anything, even simple thing to make me happy personally? Number two. Third one is, now, yes, am I really seeing so much of intense happiness? This is divine happiness. And in serving only him and Guru. So, but here's the point. So he actually gets immense happiness. However, he never desires for it. Happiness comes automatically when he serves Krishna with devotion. This is exactly all the Braja Gopis had. They did not have even a dint of desire for personal happiness. But by making Krishna happy, they were all happy. They were in prema. So the maximum of such happiness can come only from Madhurya Bhava. Okay, this is another one. There are different bhavas. Like Dasya Bhava, Sakya Bhava, Vatsalya Bhava, and then Madhurya Bhava. So what is Madhurya Bhava? So this Madhurya Bhava is really described by Srila Rupa Goswami like this. Madhuryam nama cheshtanam sarva vasta sucharuta. Madhura means possessing unequaled beauty and charm and an unprecedented nature in all conditions, in all the circumstances and in all the activities. Thus the topmost Madhurya is the form of all sweetness. That is found in Swayam Bhagavan Brajendra Nandan Krishna, not in any other form of Krishna. So it is not, Madhurya cannot be found in Narayana form, cannot be found in Dwarakeshwara or Vishnu or any other forms. So also the scriptures state about this. Gudam param brahma manushya lingam. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna, who is hidden in a human-like form. human-like form. Because in Goloka, Lord Krishna was born as with two hands. In Goloka Vrindavan, in the spiritual sky, he also has two-handed forms. So this Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna, who is hidden in a human-like form, is directly the embodiment and the transcendental personal form of Madhurya. Okay, so this is really very, very intense. I mean, I will tell you today's chapter. You just put your, give your attention fully. You'll be able to really understand. Also, in the Taittiriya Upanishad, this is actually Taittiriya Upanishad. It is said that Raso Vai Saha. This is a very famous one. So Lord Krishna is the personification of Madhurya Rasa. He is Rasa. So not only this, he is the intrinsic object of every kind of rasa. Not only just this rasa. By having Madhurya Rasa, every other rasa also comes there. And he is the supreme master of rasa. Rasika Sekara. That's what they say. Krishna is Rasika Sekara. So the pinnacle of development of the various rasas is not observed in any other forms of Bhagavan. Right, apart from Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna. We cannot see the rasa even in Narayana form or Vishnu form. Only this Sri Krishna is the emporium of all transcendental rasa. Akila Rasa Amrita Murti. That's why we are calling as Akila Rasa Amrita Murti. All the rasas are within him. Now a question may arise. Wow, Madhurya Rasa can be established only with Brajendra Nandan Krishna. Then can anyone be able to worship him and perform Hari Bhajana? Yeah, why not? The answer is yes. Sri Krishna Bhajane Haya Sabas Adhikari Kiba Vipra Kiba Sutra Ki Purushanari. Everyone, whether a Brahmana or a laborer, a man or a woman, is qualified to engage in bhajana of Sri Krishna if he has faith and devotional feeling. So similarly, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Matya Leela also we can find a similar statement. Shraddhavanjana Haya Bhakti Adhikari. One who has faith is eligible candidate for bhakti. So the faith is coming very important. So that faith, as well as as we will see in the following lessons as we go, that is called Shraddha, which we lightly touched also before. So that Shraddha leads to accepting a guru and take shelter and engage in Hari Bhajana. Yes, so anybody can get into Hari Bhajana. There is no caste. In fact, our the Gaudiya line, there is Vaishnava, there is no caste. There is no caste at all. Anybody can come. So when the Shraddha starts, because of the Shraddha, faith, and by the mercy of Guru, if he is really taking initiation, then Sadhaka starts Hari Bhajana. By the mercy of Guru and Sadhu Sangha. So that also we will see in details as we go. The seed of Krishna Bhakti starts to sprout. What is that seed? Now we are touching the topics. So what is that seed? Bhava Vargo Brahmato Yada Bhavaj Janasya Tarhi Achyudat Satsamagamaha Satsangamo Yarhi Tadaiva Sadgatau Paravareshe Twayi Jayate Matihi. By the causeless mercy of exalted devotees, by their mercy, a spiritual intelligence is awakened in the heart of the sadhaka. So there are two kinds of intelligence as we covered before. Spiritual intelligence and material intelligence. Material intelligence has no value because that is wiped out. Spiritual intelligence is the one which we will carry all the time. So the spiritual intelligence is awakened in the heart of the sadhaka That gives rise to Krishna Seva Vasana. Vasana means that, it's like a feeling. There's a smell. Vasana means literally the smell. Krishna Seva Vasana. So the attitude and the taste in doing what? Devotional service to Krishna. So the desire to perform Bhagavad Bhajana, service to Krishna, is occurring. This desire is the seed. This is the wish-fulfilling wine of devotion. It's a wine. It goes like that. Okay? In other words, the inclination to serve Sri Bhagavan Krishna is the seed of this wine. And what does this seed sprout and how does this sprout, this seed sprout and grow? That Srila Jiva Goswami has written like this. Sat sangamena rati angura rupaiva matirjayate iti. In the saintly company, only in the saintly company, it sprouts and grows, leading to rati. Rati means actually it's a stage to prema. It is a bhava. It's one of the bhava. Okay, which we will actually see that as we go. So when this seed has been watered in the field of the sadhaka senses, how? In the saintly company. Otherwise, it won't grow. It will basically finished. So this with the sadhaka senses, through the process of Shravana, Kirtana, and all those, as we see, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all those, the devotional creeper now grows. Yes? How does this creeper grow? And then what happens to that? There are 9 levels of Bhakti Lata. This Lata means wine or a plant as it grows up and then gives the fruit. What are those levels? This is a very important sloka, by the way. You will be seeing this sloka. I will be putting this sloka every class. Adau Shraddha Tadak Sadhu Sango Adab Bhajana Kriya Tato Anartha Nivritti Syat Tato Nishta Ruchistadaha Ata Sakti Tado Bhavas Tadat Prema Yudanchati Sada Sahadakanam Shyam Premnaha Pradur Bhave Bhaved Kramaha. This is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So what it is saying is very, this is very important, okay? This is the root of the whole book actually. Faith, that is Shraddha, first awakens in the heart of the practitioner of Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti. As a result, a desire for the association of saintly persons, sadhu sangha, awakens. Followed by a propensity to practice their teachings, bhajana kriya happens. Okay? So, Shraddha, sadhu sangha, and then bhajana kriya, propensity to practice the teachings, is sadhana. So after that comes a stage in which obstacles to devotion are cleared, anartha nivritti, because our heart is coming full of dirt. This need to be cleaned up first. Otherwise we cannot really see our own Atma. So subsequently when that happens, this anartha nivritti is happening. Anartha means unwanted things. Nivritti means cleaning up. Subsequently, firm faith. That is called Nishta. Nishta means firm faith. In bhajana, devotional absorption awakens. Then that followed by the awakening of transcendental relish. That is called Ruchi. This Ruchi, okay, so we saw Shraddha, then after that Sadhu Sangha, then Sadhu Sangha to Bhajana Kriya, and then now we are talking about Anartha Nivritti, cleaning out all our unwanted diets in our heart. Then Nishta comes firm faith. In what? In devotional absorption. Bhajana awakens. Then followed by comes a Ruchi. What is Ruchi? Ruchi means taste. The taste is really so good. You do not want any material things at all. You want only that. When that Ruchi comes, there is no one really feels any tiredness. You will be able to really work day and night about Krishna, singing or doing bhajan or chanting or anything throughout. You will never get even a single glance of this thing. That is why all the acharyas, they just for the sake of it only, they sleep for 1 hour or 1.5 hours, just for the sake of it. That's it. But it's not necessary. Thereafter, the intense attachment, Ashakti comes. After Ruchi comes Ashakti, intense attachment. To whom? Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna. Not to Narayana, not to Vishnu, not anyone else. Not any other god. No. Because Krishna, Prema Bhakti is only related to Krishna, no one else. That is also not Dwaraka Krishna or any other Krishna. Or Madhura Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna. No. Brajendra Nandan Krishna. Only that we are talking about. He is the object, only object of our bhajana. So, even we go, even surpassing even this, is awakening of transcendental emotion. Bhava comes. Bhava is the place where when it comes, it emotional. Which is the very form of pure existence. That is Sutta Sattva. Sutta Sattva. Then comes Prema. Prema is a fruit, what you will see on the picture there on the left side. So Prema is a fruit. So this wine, it starts from all the way from the seed, right? Which really came as the desire to serve Krishna. So slowly it was coming and finally where it is going? Prema then. So the sequence in which the pure loving devotion awakens within the heart of the practitioner of Krishna Bhakti has been mentioned this way in this sloka. This is a list of those 9 different spiritual stages that we described in the sloka. Shraddha, awakening of faith in Guru and Shastras. Sadhu Sangha, association with the saints. Bhajana Kriya, practice of devotional service. Anartha Nivritti, cleaning our heart and obstacles from the path of bhakti, such as worldly desires and everything. Nishtha, unspeakable and firm resolve. Very firm resolve with Krishna. And Ruchi, continuous taste for bhajana. And Asakti, completely focused attachment only to Krishna, the object of devotion. And Bhava comes afterwards. That's a transcendental emotion. Then finally, the Prema comes. That is the final stage. So pure devotees at these higher stages as we go, they are able to see the pastimes of Krishna. The pastimes means what? All the leelas and wonderful activities that the Lord is doing. It is going on all the time. All the time. Only thing we are not able to see it. But those bhaktas who are in the higher stage, they will be able to enter. That is why we even, in the Harikadas or somewhere, maybe the introduction, we really covered that. Like the author of this book, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura was not at all interested in teaching at all. He was always immersed in these leelas. So the Prema is the fruit that is ultimate, and that is unconditional and purest love for Lord Krishna. One may wonder as why Prema Bhakti is so important. The answer is that without Prema Bhakti, we have no way to see Krishna. Bhaktiryevainam nayati. Nayati means seeing. Bhaktiryevainam darishyati. See? So now how can... Because Nayati means, because we are actually, coming, trying to see. Bhakti evainam Nayati. Bhakti evainam darishyati. Bhakti vasa purusho. Bhakti eva bhuyasi. It is only bhakti, the devotion to Krishna, that brings a living entity closer to Bhagavan. Bhakti alone enables the living entity to see Bhagavan face to face. It is spiritual dimension. So that supreme person, Bhagavan, is actually even controlled by Prema Bhakti. Bhakti Vasa Purusho. If you happen to have this Prema Bhakti on Krishna, you can control Krishna. Wow. He is a supreme personality. He is a supreme God of everything. And you can think about this controlling Krishna by your Prema Bhakti. Yes, Prema Bhakti is superior to everything else. Everything. People in this world have their own opinions as what is their topmost goal. For some people, becoming like Bill Gates is their topmost goal. For few, becoming the president of this country is their topmost goal. For another few, winning in the Olympics is their topmost goal. However, The fact is that what is the ultimate benefit of all these? For sure, we have to leave our body actually very soon. It's like a bubble. It's like 100 years is nothing compared to billions of years. What we are being born, being born and dead and born and dead. For sure, we have to leave our body. And for sure, whatever that we have no way of taking anything with us. Nothing. Not even a single dirt. Our material lives are like bubbles coming from an ocean. Again and again and again. Whatever we think our goal in these bubbles, this bubble is our life, is not intelligent. No, those people are not intelligent. They are actually foolish. The saints and the scriptures, they all say again and again that the topmost goal is something different. What do they say? Bhagavan Brahma Karsineya Triraya Anvikshya Manishaya Tadatyavasyat Kutapso Ratir Atmani Ato Bhavet. He's saying about Lord Brahma. So Lord Brahma is very intelligent being. He is the one he is the creator God. He is the God of creation. Not Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, creates expansion, then expansion, then expansion, then comes from the navel of the Vishnu, then comes Brahma, and then he is the one who creates this Brahmanda. Okay, so that is the creator God. But Lord Brahma was very intelligent. He is the one who creates the whole thing, everything. All our DNAs, all the plants, these, the animals, everything he is creating. But he was also scrutinizing all the Vedas. He read the entire revealed Vedas 3 times. How many times? 3 times. For what? To find out as what is the real and topmost goal for the living entities. What did he find? He said, attaining Krishna Prema is the ultimate topmost goal and there is nothing else in these worlds. Done. But is Prema Bhakti available to everyone? No. Even gods are not able to get it. They struggle to get it actually. Why they are not able to get it? Demigods are also called Devadas. They have posts. They have work. They have position. This is the problem. We have 33 crores or 330 million gods who really take care of our own Brahmanda only. Similarly, different Brahmandas, unlimited Brahmandas are there. Every Brahmandas has Brahma, then also all the Chandra, Surya, like that. They will have different set of gods, maybe much more. So Lord Brahma has a post of creator of this Brahmanda. So he is a CEO of this Brahmanda. And what about Lord Shiva? He has a post of destroyer. Destroying of the Brahmanda at the time of annihilation. When Mahavishnu thinks that, okay, all right, now choop, I am going to really, pull one Brahmanda back into my body, boom, Brahma is gone. Lord Shiva will be participating in destroying and he is also gone. Lord Shiva is also gone. So Lord Indra, Chandra, Varuna, you call any Devadas and so on. They all have posts. They have responsible jobs to perform. They are so proud of their positions too. Even they used to fight across. No, I am the God. I am the supreme God. They will fight among each other. Indra says, I am the one. And right, Lord Shiva also says that way. Lord Brahma also says. Everyone is like this. But Lord Krishna is there all the way to the high. He is just smiling at them. So when one has positions, they cannot get Prema Bhakti. This is what the point I am trying to make. So if you are thinking that, okay, by having Prema Bhakti, I will become a Brahma. No way. That is nothing to do with Prema Bhakti, as we are going to see. Okay. So all the gods are desperate to get Prema Bhakti, but they cannot get it. Otherwise, what is the caveat? If they get it, they will be able to control Krishna. Teacher, watch that. The sloka said, if anyone has Krishna Bhakti, they will be able to even control Krishna. So demigods are not going to get for sure. then how can we get it? But when somebody gets it, do you think that is the mentality of doing something against Krishna? No. This is the secret. Anyway, how will he get it? There is only one way. It is to take shelter under the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Prema Bhakti flows through his associates and devotees. He is the only Prema Purushottama. Look at that. See the word Prema that we are looking for here. Prema Purushottama. So Lord Chaitanya has Prema. Because Radharani, who is the possessor of Mahabhav, that ultimate Prema, because he has, and she comes in the body of Krishna, combined together, becoming Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Prema comes along with the body. So it comes from who? Radharani. So Lord Chaitanya can give it because he has it. So he gives it through his associates. He doesn't really, so he, of course, he came here, he was giving to everyone. But everyone got completely changed. But now who can give? His associates can give. So this is what in Chaitanya Charitamrita written about this, how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is really giving this prema through his associates. Brindavaniyam rasakeli vartam kalena luptam nijasaktim utkaha sancharya rupe viyattanot punaksa Prabhur vidau pragivaloka sreshtim. By eagerly making his own potency flow through the heart of Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami, through Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again expounded and spread throughout the world these wonderful rasa-laden topics of Braja, the prema, which had been forgotten over time, because it is not going to be available in any other yuga. It is going to be available only in one Kali Yuga. It's called Danya Kali, which follows the Dwapar Yuga, where Lord Krishna Swayam Bhagavan comes, who comes in 4.32 what? Plus 4.32 in fact. So 6 point, actually it's a 8.64 what? So how much? Billion years. Once he comes there in one Dwapar Yuga. That happened 5,000 years ago. That's why we are lucky. And after that, this is all about Swayam Bhagavan will go away. And this Danya Kali is just following that, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and then gives these Braja Prema. Braja Prema can be given only by him. So that is the rasa. That rasa is the Krishna Prema. Or we can call Braja Prema or Prema Bhakti. So this is extremely powerful. Yes, very, very powerful. It can even control and subdue even Krishna. How is it possible? It is a really amazing fact. And it is extremely difficult to describe the depth of the emotional experience of Krishna Prema. When one gets Krishna Prema, he is a different personality. In Brihat Bhagavatamrita, Narada Muni is attempting to explain the nature of Krishna Prema. And finally, after all the reading, trying to attempt how he can describe, and he puts a description, very simple description, the details about how it can be described. He says, Krishna Prema can never be described. Impossible. That's how he concluded. And there are several aspects of this Krishna Prema that we are talking about. Tadastha Lakshana, Swarupa Lakshana and Swarupa Vesha. So, first one is the complete softening of the heart and awakening of the sense that Krishna is mine, or the Prema Tadastha Lakshana. Lakshana means it's a indication. It's a way to really find out something Lakshana means. So then Prema Swarupa Lakshana is intensification of Bhava. That is is in Bhava, completely Bhava. Bhava means for emotion, mellows. Then comes Swarupa Vesha. It is the intensification of Bhava and full absorption in one's inner spiritual identity, or Swarupa Siddhi, the perfection of identifying with one's Swarupa. That means one has to have identified his or her Swarupa Siddhi. I mean, basically the real Swarupa, that means Siddha Deha. Then only this can be really even perceived. So in this state, one experiences the highest happiness. Srila Rupa Goswami writes that this happiness exceeds the happiness of Brahman realization. So many Hindus and Shankaracharya, all the followers, Mayavadis, they all go, Brahman, everything came from Brahman. This, even a small drop of this particular happiness from Krishna Prema, you take the ocean of Brahma realization, you cannot compare. Not even a drop of water here compare. So yes, it is amazing to hear about this bhakti. But how does Krishna bhakti manifest in one's heart? What is the position and nature of this Bhakti Devi? Similar to Bhagavan, because Bhagavan appears on his own accord. So we are talking about the Bhakti Devi. Okay, now slowly coming to the Bhakti Devi. What is the nature? How does she manifest? So similar to Bhagavan, who manifests independently. Is anyone saying that, okay, Bhagavan, oh Krishna, you have to come now? No, it's not possible. He comes and manifests by his own accord. The same way, Bhakti Devi also manifests independently, according to her own will. Where does she manifest? In the heart of the devotees that she is targeting. She does not depend on any other cause. This is very important. We are not talking about the other kinds of bhakti. This is prema bhakti. So Srimad Bhagavatam also explains this very nicely, saying that Bhakti Devi manifests without any cause and of her own accord. Savai pumsha param dharma yato bhakti radokshaje ahaitukhi apradikata yayatma suprashidati. The unconditional devotion to the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Krishna manifests independently. And this is the supreme dharma of mankind. This is supreme. Such devotion, what's the nature of the devotion? Unconditional. It arises without any cause. That comes only when you find your Siddha Deha. Only when you are in the Siddha Deha, you will be able to really find out that it's unconditional. Otherwise, it's not possible. Long way to go. So the name Bhakti is cheaply used by so many people. So many people. Yogis, Jnanis, Karmis, they all use this word for various reasons. But actually, they have nothing to do with this with the bhakti that we are talking about. Absolutely nothing to do with that. According to for example, take few examples. According to the Sankhya philosophy, bhakti is the mundane bliss intrinsic to the sattvic nature of the jiva. Jiva has three kinds of nature, right? Sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. So it will really come and go. So these are the three modes and modes, even though something may be predominantly there on a jiva, but it comes and goes. So it says, Sankhya philosophy says, it is the bliss of intrinsic, it's a bliss intrinsic to the sattvic nature of the jivas. But this is actually called Sattviki Bhakti, not Prema Bhakti we are talking about. The Mayavadis also refer to the Sattvik Bhakti, as the only Bhakti they could imagine. They don't know anything about. This is Sattviki Bhakti. Mayavadis under Sri Shankaracharya, Swami Vivekananda, so many you really call them, they are all far away from Prema Bhakti. It is like what they are talking about is like, I'll compare, it's like a piece of rock they talk about it. Versus the diamond that we are talking about. A rock and a diamond. So that Satviki bhakti is like a rock. And the prema bhakti we are talking about is like a diamond. No one gets attracted to the rock. So now Shruti Shastra also says that same thing. What does it say? Since Bhagavan is complete in himself and thus self-content, he never becomes attracted by the modes of material nature. You may be having Satvik Bhakti, but he is not attracted at all. He never becomes attracted by these modes of nature. How good it is, whether it is even Satvik is the highest. No, he is not attracted. So why? Because Bhagavan is beyond all the three modes, including this Satvik. So how can he be controlled by the Satvik Bhakti? How can it be? Never. See, that's the logic. Because Prema Bhakti can control Krishna. But Satvik Bhakti, if we have this Bhakti, how can he control? We can't even see Krishna. So Satvik Bhakti has nothing to do with Prema Bhakti. So Krishna Bhakti is not the bliss inherent in the living entity's constitutional nature. Jiva Swarupananda. No, what they are calling as point I with Bhakti, that Jiva Swarupananda is Satvik. That is related to the Satvik and is a Satviki Bhakti. Okay, that we have to clearly understand. It's very important. So this bliss, Satvik Bhakti, is extremely minute. And consequently, Bhagavan cannot become overpowered by it. So in this slide, what you see at the left side is Satvik Bhakti. And that can never control Krishna. It has, in fact, he is not, of course, even bothered about. It's like a piece of rock, as I said. No one is attracted. What you see at the right side is Prema Bhakti, which can be bestowed only by Prema Purushottama, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the followers. That is way powerful and can even control Krishna, as we also talked about. So in fact, even though I am just showing it like a diamond, yeah, I can put even Chintamani, but nothing we can do to compare. It is incomparable. So we all studied what is pure bhakti. We see that this is unconditional, but the question may arise, can anyone get prema bhakti right from the beginning itself? The answer is no. Unless you are a sage or a saintly personality or the associate coming from Goloka, you will be straight away coming with Prema Bhakti. Otherwise, answer is no. Pure Bhakti normally manifests only after Asakti. We will go there. So if we see that picture on the thing, there are the 9 levels that we talked about. There is the stage called Asakti stage. It requires all the anarthas, the impediments, the dirt in our heart, everything to be eliminated. We cannot imitate this Prema Bhakti. You will understand when we go over the other classes as we go what it is. So once one reaches the level of Asakti, like a cleaned magnet, naturally gets pulled towards a huge magnet that just runs to it. Boom! We cannot even stop it. That is a devotion that is flowing from the heart of that devotee who has reached the Asakti level. So he will run towards Krishna naturally. That is the pure bhakti. So only Sri Krishna, who is always residing in his transcendental abode of Sri Vrindavan, is the direct object of prema. Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayas Dahdama Brindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajavadhu Vargenaya Kalpita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the son of Nanda Maharaj, who is Nanda Maharaj, Brajendra Nandan Krishna, is to be worshipped along with his transcendental abode, Brindavana, not any other holy Pudam. Brindavana, the most pleasing form of worship for the Lord, is that which was performed by the gopis of Brindavana. That is the way that we should be worshipping. So regarding to getting Prema Bhakti, another question may arise. If I perform lot of pious acts, will I get Krishna Bhakti? Lot of things. I am opening this school, charities and this and everything, and so many hospitals and this, I am really giving for the what eye operation, this and everything. Will it give Krishna Bhakti? The answer is blindly no. Of course, it gives punya. Why it does not give Krishna Bhakti? Please listen very carefully. Bhakti never depends on anything external. Remember? Like Swayam Bhagavan, Bhakti Devi is also Swayam. He is independent. He is not depending on anything. So if we accept that Krishna Bhakti is awakened by pious acts, then Bhakti would be subservient to Subha Karma, the pious acts. This is contradictory to the self-manifesting nature of Bhakti, which we covered. So the answer is no. What will you get when you do pious acts, all the punyas? You will be rewarded with heaven or heavenly planets, but not with Krishna Bhakti. Alright. If Prema Bhakti is not obtained by pious activities, then can I get it by the mercy of Bhagavan Sri Krishna? Arey, this is a very, very intelligent question. Yes, why don't I? He is the merciful. He is the unconditional. He is so merciful. I will cry to him, oh Krishna, give me Prema Bhakti. Will he give? Can I get it? Many of you may be thinking that the answer is yes. But unfortunately the answer is no. This may be shocking to know. If it is accepted that mercy, Ahetuki Kripa of Bhagavan is the cause of the awakening of Bhakti, then Bhagavan would appear with the fault of inequality. See, the problem is, even if you are asking, then he is unconditionally merciful. Then he should give this Bhakti to everyone. But the fact is, it is so very few are possessed with Prema Bhakti. Very few. Also, Bhakti is not even observed universally. Look at it. People are saying Bhakti Yoga is actually secondary. They say yoga is actually better, or somebody says karma yoga, somebody says jnana yoga, somebody says ashtanga yoga is actually better than bhakti. So this is another problem. So if Bhagavan is impartial and is merciful to all, then that causes mercy should have been bestowed upon all the jivas. But when you cry to Krishna, he doesn't give it, but he gives the connection. So he gives a link where you can go and then purchase it. That is what we are going to follow now. But as such, even though he is actually impartial to all the jivas, sitting as Paramatma in everyone's heart, he is not giving. Okay, so Krishna Bhakti is not present in everyone. So Bhakti Devi manifests in some and not in others. So Krishna Bhakti is not bestowed by Bhagavan Sri Krishna by his unconditional mercy. So what is the cause of Krishna Bhakti then? What is the cause of this great, like the Prema Bhakti? The mercy of the devotees is the only cause of Krishna Bhakti. This is a very, very important point. No amount of pious acts can give Prema Bhakti. Bhagavan Krishna also cannot give Prema Bhakti. But his pure devotees can give Prema Bhakti. So Bhagavan has given the Bhakti distribution, like the book distribution. This is Bhakti distribution in the hands of his pure devotees. He gave this Bhakti distribution department to them completely. And he said, I don't have anything to do with it. Anyone comes crying to me, I will only point to, I will give only opportunity. Then it is up to him to really come. Because most of the time what happens? They don't even try to see. The thing is, because they are so egoistic, they don't even try to touch the lotus feet of a devotee. It won't come. So he gave to the right people where these egoistic people and all the other people will never come. So he gave to the right place. So Krishna also thinks that Prema Bhaktas are more, this is another point again. He thinks that they are much more qualified than me. So he says they are more powerful than me. So what? Simply, he simply surrenders to the will of his Premi Bhakta and then gives the whole department of Bhakti distribution to him. So the beauty and power of, see the beauty and power of the Prema here. This is the reason that Krishna is controlled by Radharani, who has the highest Prema that we are talking about. And actually, in fact, Krishna was so desperate to taste this Prema because he couldn't taste. Because, he is actually he's a Vishaya, he's an object. But he, only Shreya, that means a embodiment of that love can actually relish that, which is Radharani. So that was why he came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Prema Purushottama. Why he is called Prema Purushottama? Because Radharani came. In the mood of Radharani. So the Prema came and he is the Prema Purushottama. He is not Maryada Purushottama. He is not even, he is not considered as the Leela Purushottama or whatever that we call. He is Prema Purushottama. So Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna but in the mood of Radharani and he is the Prema Purushottama. Anyway, what we learned as a very important point is Prema Bhakti can be attained only by the mercy of Prema Bhaktas. So Krishna's mercy flows through the mercy of his Bhaktas. Now there is no question of any kind of faults on Krishna because he executed the process that he designed. In other words, only by attaining the mercy of the Bhakta does one attain the mercy of Bhagavan and gets Krishna Bhakti. In this way, the self-manifesting nature of Bhakti is proved. We just learned that there are 4 kinds of people who come to Krishna, right? Chaturvida bhajande mam, janaksu, kritino arjuna, artho, jinyashur, artharti, jnani cha, bharata rishabha. So they are also called as bhaktas. What kind of bhaktas are there? Now you will be able to answer because we covered that. They are satviki bhakti. This is satviki bhaktas. So satviki bhakti manifests for any of these 4 reasons that bhakti, whatever that is coming, because it has a self motive, so that is why it's called satviki bhakti. So this bhakti need not even go towards Krishna. That is the catch. It can go to any god, doesn't matter, because he says no, you worship anyone, everybody is giving to me only. This is satvik bhakti he is talking about. Prema bhakti, he says yes, that only you can have to me. Okay, you have to understand. This is how you have to understand the Gita really deeper. Okay, so only Prema Bhakti will go only to Krishna. Now a question may arise. Okay, we are almost about to complete. So many people in this world perform vritas, yogas, and so on. How good are they to attract Krishna? They are called Satvik Bhakti. But Satvik Bhakti is not pure Bhakti as we said. Krishna is never attracted. Giving in charity, executing vows, and so forth result in attaining Bhakti in the mode of goodness. But they are not really Bhakti. Yamna yogena sangyena dana vritta tapoho advariyavare viyakya swadhyaya sanyasai prapnuyat yatnavan api. Bhakti is not attained through even the greatest of efforts in mysticism, yoga, Ashtanga yoga, analysis of the elements, Sankhya, philosophical speculation, jnana yoga, charity, dana, saintly vows, vrata, austerity, tapasya, authorized ritual, yajna, deliberation upon scripture, sastra, vyakya, study of the Vedas, swadhyaya, acceptance of the renounced order of life, sannyasa, and so on. Krishna sees all the ashtasiddhis, these all kinds of ashtasiddhis and all these kind of things as the gymnastics performed by yogis and all these things as just like a childish. He is not attracted at all. It is indeed these people for whom Krishna is just Yogeshwara. Remember, that's a big thing. A lot of people call it Yogeshwara. Of course, he is referring to the Paramatma. They even imagine that Krishna himself is doing this meditation. That is how they paint even like this. This is nonsense. There is no such meditation in Goloka. Is he really sitting there and meditating? Only dancing and singing. No meditation there. These are all these sattvic bhaktis. This is the misinterpretation. So now here is an easy way to find out if we have real Krishna bhakti or just sattvic bhakti. Simply ask yourself this simple question. Is my worship has any expectation behind? If the answer is yes, then it is sattvic bhakti. Examples are Satyanarayana Puja or Vishnu Sahasranama Puja. So many things you can talk about. People are ready to give anything to perform Satyanarayana Puja. Some even use gold to offer when chanting Vishnu Sahasranama Puja. In this world, most of the bhakti we see is just sattvic bhakti. You should see how these pujas end actually. They will be asking so many favors from the Lord in return for their puja. karma nirharam udishya parasmin va tattarpanam yajet yashtavyam iti va prityak bhavaksa sadvika. Those in the mode of goodness are the Satvika Bhakta, worship me, the Supreme Lord, to dissipate their sins. Look at here. They are coming here to dump their sins on me and to dedicate me. And also what? They are going to ask me for their karma. Okay, give me the fruit, good result. They do so with the intelligence that worshipping the Lord is their duty. They are thinking, worshipping the Lord is my duty. Yeah, I have to worship. But for what? For dumping the sins. Remember, that is why, people even say that, oh, he actually died for the sake of my sins. Look at here, dump. He's like a dump yard. And then for all the karma, good karma, I have done this and then. Oh Lord, give me something. So this is how it is, mentality is actually going. Or they want mukti. Not bhakti. Not again, like bhakti means what? Not the prema bhakti. So this is just Satviki bhakti. Brajendra Nandan Krishna has nothing to do with all these. And we are about to complete just a few minutes only. There are so many people at length talk about the glories of Karma Yoga. They swear that the entire Bhagavad Gita is all about Karma Yoga. And so many other people praise the power of Kriya, Raja or Kundalini Yoga. They swear that the entire Bhagavad Gita is all about Raja Yoga. And the third group of people give great lectures on Jnana Yoga. They swear that the entire Bhagavad Gita is all about Jnana Yoga. But as it is said that the beauty is on the eye of the beholder, depending on their attitude and level, they prize one superior than the others. All these three groups consider that bhakti is secondary. But the fact is that almost in every chapter, at the end, Lord Krishna says that bhakti is the supreme. Even then, those ending slokas do not catch their eyes. They do not understand that without bhakti, they will never even get their result. What are the goals of karmis, yogis and jnanis? Enjoying in heavenly planets, merging in Paramatma or merging in Brahman. And the fact is, none of these practices by themselves can give them the result. They need the mercy of Bhakti Devi to get their results. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, the Bhakti Yoga is, chapter 9 is straight away at the middle of the thing. Okay, so that is why in Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, everywhere, they also pursue on bhakti, at least to some, because they always invoke. They will invoke prayer to Lord Krishna before they do any yoga. All the yogis start their practices first by giving prayers to Lord Krishna. They call Krishna simply as Yogeshwara, as offer their prayers first. Why do they do it? Because otherwise, by themselves, karma, yoga, jnana, they won't be able to give the result to them. They are actually powerless. So without mercy of Bhakti Devi, jnana, yoga and karma are simply fruitless. Beholding Sri Krishna's astonishing influence, Lord Brahma is uttering this prayer. Shreya Shritim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho Klishyandiye Kevala Bodha Laptaye Teshamaso Kleshalaye Vashishyate Nanyat Yada Stula Tushavagra Gatinam. Oh Bhagavan, whoever is abandoning bhakti, but instead they are trying to perform only in the taking shelter on karma, yoga or jnana, is like somebody who is beating on the empty husk beating to get rice. They are not going to get anything. So in summary, only the one with mature intelligence will resort to Krishna Bhakti. So that is why it is said, Tarava kim na jivanti, Bastriya kim na swasanti uta, na kadanti na megandi, kim grame pashavo apare. So like this the sloka goes. So the purport in summary is, those who have obtained the human form in this world and who do not perform Haribhajana have simply wasted their life. If one claims that a long life is a measure of a successful life, then one may ask, does not a tree live long? A tree lives for many more years than you. But if longevity is the mark of a successful life, then trees are significantly superior to humans. See the tree from California, whatever you see, it is living for thousands of years, it is said. If living comfortably in this world for a long time is what we wish, then surely this tree is so superior to any human. So let us not waste our most rare human life. This is what every saint and all the Shastras says again and again and again. But we foolishly ignore them. And as a summary, today's summary, this is what it is. So we covered Krishna Bhakti is extremely rare. Second, Krishna Bhakti can come only in a pure heart. Lord Chaitanya is the Madhurya Kadambini who can actually give the Madhurya Bhava. Seed of Bhakti Lata in every heart. You see that is a seed. And which sprouts by mercy of Guru and Sadhu Sangha. There are 9 levels of Bhakti Lata. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava and Prema. Only through Prema Bhakti we can see Krishna. Attaining Krishna Prema is the topmost goal. Even gods are desperate to get Krishna Prema, they are not able to get. Mundane religions has no way to give Prema Bhakti. Lord Chaitanya came to bestow Krishna Prema. Bhakti Devi is self-manifesting and independent. Satviki Bhakti versus Prema Bhakti, that be like a rock and the diamond or Chindamani, whatever, that be compared. Prema is not obtained by pious acts or mercy from Bhagavan. Prema is obtained only by the mercy of pure devotees. There are 4 aspects of Satvik Bhakti and selfish intent that we covered. Satviki Bhakti by yoga, brata, tapas cannot give Prema. And without mercy of Bhakti Devi, jnana or karma or any yoga can give any result. Only the intelligent will resort to Krishna Bhakti. To add to this, even the forms such as Narayana or Lord Vishnu cannot be the object of Prema Bhakti. Prema Bhakti can be only towards Brajendra Nandan, Sri Krishna, no one else. Vanja kalpa tarchecha kripa sindupyevacha paritanam pavanepyo vaishnavepyo namo namaha.